I'm 82 years old. For 45 of those years, I thought I was a hero. I built a business, paid for Ivy League tuitions, and ensured my children never knew the taste of struggle. But I'm going to tell you something your financial advisor or your parenting gurus will never admit. I failed, not as a father, but as a man. I made my children the center of my universe, and in doing so, I turned my wife into a ghost. Look at your hands. Look at the wedding ring you've worn for decades. If you think pouring 100% of your soul into your kids' future is the ultimate sacrifice, you are making the deadliest mistake of your life. Don't turn this off, because the silence in this 5-bedroom house is deafening. And I don't want you to wake up at 80, sitting across from a stranger you used to call darling, wondering where the fire went. It was 1985. I remember the smell of diesel on my skin and the weight of the world on my shoulders. I was working 14-hour shifts, chasing a promotion, chasing a bigger house, chasing the best for my kids. My wife, Mary, was always there. She was the one who kept the fever at bay when the kids were sick. She was the one who waited. One night, I came home and she just looked at me. No words, just a hand on my arm, asking for a moment of my time. I brushed her off. I'm tired, Mary. I'm doing this for them, for their future. I thought providing meant paying. I thought being a good man meant being a good ATM. I didn't realize that every time I chose the kid's future over her present, I was digging a trench between us. I was so proud of being a great father. I attended every baseball game, every recital, but I forgot the woman who made those children possible. I forgot to date her. I forgot to hear her. I treated our marriage like a logistics company, and she was just the unpaid manager. I promised her, one day, when the kids are grown, it'll be just us again. We'll travel. We'll talk. That one day was a lie I told to keep my conscience quiet, because you can't ignore a garden for 20 years and expect flowers to bloom just because the kids moved out. Fast forward 40 years, the mortgage is paid. The kids, they're successful. One's a surgeon in Seattle, the other's a lawyer in D.C. I did my job, right? But look at this table. It's 6 feet of mahogany, and it feels like an ocean. Mary is sitting there. She's 78 now. Her hair is the color of winter, and her silence is heavy. We have nothing to talk about. For 4 decades, our only vocabulary was the kids. Now the kids are gone, and we've run out of words. My phone pings. A text from the group chat. A photo of my grandson's graduation. I smile, but it's a hollow victory, because I look at the woman across from me and I realize I don't know who she is anymore. I know her medical history, but I don't know her dreams. The kids call once a week, 10 minutes of how's the weather and did you take your pills. Then they hang up to live their lives, as they should. But I'm left here in a museum of a house with a partner I neglected for a project that was always meant to leave me. You think you're being selfless by giving everything to your children. You're not. You're being lazy. It's easier to be a provider for a child than a soulmate for a woman. And now, at 82, the bill has finally come due. Let me tell you why we do this. It's not out of pure selfless love. It's ego. The male ego thrives on things we can measure. A promotion, a bigger paycheck, a daughter graduating from Stanford. We treat fatherhood like a scoreboard. It's easy to be a hero to a 5-year-old. You buy them a bike and suddenly you're Superman. But being a hero to a 50-year-old woman who has seen your flaws, your failures, and your selfish habits, no, that takes work. That takes a kind of raw courage most of us are too cowardly to muster. So, what do? We use our kids as a shield. We hide behind their baseball practices and their SAT prep. We convince ourselves that providing financially is the exact same thing as being present emotionally. It's a convenient lie. We pour all our energy into the children because they demand less of our soul. Listen to me very carefully. Your children are guests in your home. They are meant to arrive, pack their bags with your lessons, and leave to build their own lives. But your wife, she is the foundation of the house. You do not sacrifice the foundation to decorate the guest room. When you make your kids the center of your universe, you don't just abandon your wife. You burden your kids. You make them responsible for your life's purpose. And when they finally leave, your universe collapses, just like mine did. So how do you stop this train before it crashes? How do you fix this before your hair turns white and your house turns into a silent museum? You start tonight. Step 1, take her out. Not to your favorite steakhouse where you talk to the bartender, to a quiet place. And here is the unbreakable rule. The moment either of you mentions the kids, their grades, or their soccer games, the date is over. You have to relearn how to speak to the woman you married, not just the co-manager of your household. Step 2, sit her down, look her in the eye, and apologize. Not for working 60-hour weeks, but for using your exhaustion as a shield to be emotionally absent. Ask her, what dreams of yours did I ignore while I was busy building my legacy? And then, gentlemen, you shut your mouth. You listen, even if her answer breaks your heart, especially if it breaks your heart, because her silent resentment is the bill for your ego, and it's time to pay up. Let me make this painfully clear. The kids will be fine. If you did your job right, they will pack their bags, move to Chicago or Austin, and they will leave you. That is the brutal, beautiful design of nature. They are supposed to leave. But the woman sleeping next to you, she is the one who promised to stay until the dirt covers your pine box. True freedom at the end of a man's life isn't found in a fat retirement account. True freedom is holding the hand of the woman who stayed. Do not build a palace for your guests, only to let your queen starve in the basement. Go find your wife, right now. Tell her she is the center of your universe. Let the kids just be the stars. Let the kids just be the stars.